All right, welcome guys. Welcome to the another like 45 minutes or so webinar that we'll be having today. That would be giving you an insight regarding anything and everything about US CPA. So what I was saying was that another 45 minutes or so, the intention is that we should be able to give you a perspective. Because अगर अपने जीवन को किसी अच्छी MNC में लेके जाना है, तो क्या वो right path है, क्या वो मोड़ है, क्या वो रास्ता है which can really take me to the places. And that's what's gonna be the agenda for the day, to really tell you as to how you can become a qualified CPA, and of course what would it entail for you to really hit any and every MNC as you go forward. Just to introduce myself, and I think that's gonna be the key starting point. My name is Pankaj Chingra. I'm a qualified chartered accountant and a CPA from US. I've been working with various corporates alongside, I've been teaching for like last 25 years or so. I've been part of Wipro. I was the global controller of Wipro. I have headed the finance for BlackRock. I'm sure who doesn't know BlackRock. And I was the head of finance for BCG, the Boston Consulting Group. And then of course, I've been working with various corporates, various institutions, and of course, I've been very close to the students in any which ways in terms of helping them in various global qualifications like US CPA, US CMA, ACCA, Chartered Accountancy and whatnot. What we have in store today is gonna be something like this. We will be certainly targeting understanding the CPA from the core. Intention is कि आज हम US CPA को कच्चा चबा जाएं in terms of understanding कि बॉस ये qualification है क्या, इसके अंदर होता क्या है, इसके मेरे को करने के लिए, इसको करने के लिए मेरी एलिजिबिलिटी क्या होने वाली है, मैं इसमें सब्जेक्ट्स कौन कौन से पढ़ूंगा, मैं जो पढ़ूंगा उसको टेस्ट कैसे किया जाएगा, एग्ज़ाम कैसे होंगे, उन एग्ज़ाम को देने के लिए मेरी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस शेयरिंग क्या होने वाली है, क्या अप्रोच रहने वाली है, व्हाट इज़ दैट Fintram would be helping you out in that, and so on and so forth. That is what we intend to cover in terms of having a holistic view of US CPA, and of course we'll close down with the fact that we'll tell you in terms of कि बॉस ये आपकी पॉकेट के लिए कितना फ्रेंडली होने वाला है. We'll talk on return on investment also, so that it really gives you a perspective as to what you would be looking forward to when you would be thinking about doing US CPA as a qualification. Does that sound like a plan? Yes, sir. Starting point of today's discussion is gonna be about us in terms of who we are, what we do, the way we do. I represent the firm named Fintram Global. We are the global learning partner for various global qualifications in India and outside India. We have been into ACCA, IFRS, US CPA, US CMA, enrolled agent, and so on and so forth. We work with various institutions in and outside India. For example, we are working very closely with top-notch B schools in India, specifically in relation to US CPA, specifically in relation to these international qualifications, wherein we're trying to work with them in terms of helping the institutions, helping the business school to really be able to deliver a qualification like this. What we do is that we handhold our students right from the scratch. We have been very instrumental in terms of giving them a perspective as to what you really need to do from the registration perspective, from the overall preparation perspective, from the examination perspective, and then of course hand-holding them, and of course having themselves to have a seat at the table in the interview, because we help them in the in the placement too at the same point in time. We are the preferred knowledge partner, as I said, for various business schools, and it really matters a lot because we have been chosen by them to really deliver and of course help their students, because the kind of I would say edge that Fintram really brings up is something that is being relished across. We are the approved education partner for various global organizations. We work very closely with Becker Professional Education. Who doesn't know Becker when it comes to CPA? We work very closely with ACCA. We work with GLIME. We work with Kaplan. We work with Financial Planning Standard Board of US, and so on and so forth. If I really talk on some of the business schools who we really work with, we're working with IMA, we are working with XLRI, we are working with Loyola in Chennai, we are working with KG Sumaya in Mumbai, and so on and so forth. So the list continues in terms of we being partnering with them, and of course helping their kids do the international qualification, gain the knowledge of what the international curriculum is, and helping them of course to get a very different eye in front of an employer. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now, what is our vision? I think that's more important to really understand as to what we are really known for, what we really try to bring onto the table, what we really want to be known for, and so on and so forth. We are intentionally working towards bringing to the Indian platform the best quality international education in the most affordable format. That is the mantra. That is what we really follow. That is what we really aspire for. While we do that, the kind of investment that we have been doing on the technological side really helps you learn anytime, anywhere, which is more to give you fungibility, flexibility, as we may want to call it, for you to really be, learn anywhere, on the go, even on the go, so that, nothing stops for you when it comes to learning. While we do all of that, considering, of course, me and my team of teachers, team of faculties that we have, most of them are coming from various corporates, and of course having a strong corporate pedigree and a background. What we really have is that we are trying to somewhere bridge the gap between you and of course the employer. So we are not only trying to help you with these international curriculums, but effectively we're trying to build the talent which is very well suited, very well fitted for various corporates. We're working with various corporates, some of the names I just spoke, which I'm working with, and I have been working with, and of course, some of the names who we work with, even right now, for the placements, for the internships, and so on and so forth, because we work with like almost various, I would say, top-notch big shots and the MNCs, just to make sure that our folks really gets the opportunity to work with all of them. Now, coming on, I think what is more relevant, and of course, I would say, going to be giving you context is, we have some of the slides that are full of, our proud Fintrammers who have been, with us, and of course now working with various corporations, and of course they're doing what they're doing in terms of, of course, contributing to the corporates, contributing to the, I would say, to the fraternity at large to really do well, and of course, coming up with the flying colors. Now, before we really kickstart, I think and of course I start deep diving into CPA as a curriculum, I think what is going to be more relevant is to know each other. Boss, aapka background is going to be the super important thing for me, because the more I would understand ki aapne kya kiya hua hai, the better I am it is better for me to really, make my discussion relevant for you. So there is a poll that I've quickly, brought in over here that will help me understand, what is the current profile that our students are having, which is like, or the participants are having. So that will help me understand कि आपका current profile क्या है, आपकी qualification highest क्या है, and so on and so forth. So it will just take like another 10 seconds or so to really, answer the questions to me, but that will help me at least knowing कि boss आपने क्या किया हुआ है. That will give me a feeler, and of course I'll make my discussion more relevant for you. I'll probably take a pause for like 30 seconds or so. I would want all of you to please, put your things onto the poll so that, I'm aware of it. If you're a student, put it on a student, working professional, put it on there. If you're not working anywhere, put it as retired, and so on and so forth. Please do that. Just give you 5 more seconds, guys. I really appreciate all of you to put in a perspective over here. Pratik, if you're a student, it will go, of course, as a student. You can just click in over there. You just have to put the things onto the poll, guys. You don't have to just type it out in the chat. That's not needed. There is a poll that is being here. Just, pull it up and, of course, answer the queries therein. All right. So we have a very diverse mix. We have some students, some working professionals, even some retired individuals. We have somebody, who is pursuing graduation. Then we have graduates. Postgraduates are also there. Then we have some people who are pursuing and of course are into professional qualifications like CA. Most of our folks are from commerce background. Okay, I get that perspective, fair enough. All right, I think that helps in terms of me understanding, guys, in terms of what all you have done. That's very helpful. Thank you for that. Now moving on to US CPA as a qualification. बॉस, कोई भी चीज़ करने जा रहा हूँ मैं, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ मेरे लिए क्या है? सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ मेरे लिए है कि मैं ग्राउंड वर्क पूरा कर लूँ, अपना होमवर्क पूरा कर लूँ, तो मैं समझ जाऊँ कि कोई भी क्वालिफिकेशन जो मुझे परस्यू करनी है वो क्वालिफिकेशन एक्चुअली में है क्या. तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है मेरे लिए ये समझना कि वो क्वालिफिकेशन है क्या, एंड व्हाट वुड इट एंटेल टू फॉर मी to become a qualified person there. I think that's the most important thing. और अगर मैं कर लेता हूँ तो मुझे उससे क्या फ़ायदे होने वाले हैं. I think that is the end that of all discussions, कि मुझे ये तो पता हो बॉस कि मैं जो करने वाला हूँ उससे मैं पहुँचूँगा कहाँ, मेरे को फ़ायदे क्या होने वाले हैं, and so on and so forth. That is what we'll be covering now. Now coming on to CPA as a qualification, and I'm being very lemonish over here. Like we have chartered accountants in India. Boss, Indian chartered accountants, we all understand that. In the similar fashion, we have US CPA in United States of America. What happens over there is, वहाँ पे chartered accountants को effectively certified public accountant कहा जाता है. They are the ones who are gonna be auditing the financials, of course, attesting the financials. They are the ones who will be gonna be auditing and, of course, signing off the financials as the CFOs or the controllers in India does. Of course, you really have to have the capacity of being a chartered accountant when it comes to the audit, and all of that is being given to US CPA over there. What really happens over here is that, considering it's a US based qualification, it's highly respected, because of course US as a geography, US as a country is any which way is very highly respected, and same goes with the qualification, and that's where the game changer thing happens for you, because considering ये US की qualification है और US की presence across the globe होती है, तो आप effectively एक global passport hold कर लेते हो अगर आपके पास ऐसी qualification है, because then you can of course enter into any corporate that you may want to be targeting for. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Some of the companies, and of course we'll come on to the list in a while, but some of the companies are very much into global presence now, including the big fours. All of those companies, including the ones who have now their base in India, they all are looking forward for US CPA, and that is where we always say that the demand of US CPA is more than its supply. और क्या होता है जब demand supply से ज़्यादा होती है? Anyone? If demand is higher than the supply, then of course what happens is the price goes up. And in your case, if the demand is going to be higher than the supply of CPAs, what's going to be happening? Your salary goes up, the compensation goes up, and so on and so forth. That is the reason they are being placed at a very different pedigree. They are being placed at a very different platform, and of course that is the reason they are really doing well in any of the big fours, whether it is PwC, EY, KPMG, Deloitte, or anybody else, or any various global MNCs, which will just unfold in a while in terms of the companies who are hiring CPAs at large. Now, what are the careers that are being available? I think that's more important. Boss, मैं CPA कर तो लूँ, बट CPA करने के बाद मुझे फ़ायदा क्या होने वाला है, मैं किस चीज़ में काम करने वाला हूँ? चलो बात करते हैं इस बारे में भी. You can of course work on the accounting side of it. You can of course being part of, and again I'm more talking on the MNC structure kind of a thing. Controllership is a big time function जहाँ काफ़ी सारे CPAs आपको मिलेंगे, wherein they are part of the controllers group, जहाँ पे accounting, reporting, and so on and so forth is gonna be a very important bread and butter. You may also be some of the organizations, they call it by this name, where they call it to be Global Financial Accounting and Management, GFAC, or whatever you want to call it. That's again something that you'll be part of, and many of the CPAs are already working into it. Many of the companies, including the companies I've worked with, they have functions called Financial Planning and Analysis, FP&A. You can be part of FP&A also, because CPAs generally have the tendency of doing very strong analysis. Since they know accounting at length, they're very good in terms of doing the analytical reviews and so on and so forth. So FP&A is also something that really opens up for you. You can of course work in public accounting and taxation. Taxation is a big time opportunity right now in India and outside India. Most of the US companies are outsourcing their tax work, and many of the companies in India are handling the taxes. Tax of counties, tax of states, tax of individuals, tax of corporations of US. And that is where, if you have a qualification like US CPA, you're effectively becoming eligible to really step into the shoe of the person who would be needed on to deliver the tax returns, tax compliances, and so on and so forth. So huge opportunity for public accounting and taxation, including the big fours. Accounting can be any accounting, including forensic accounting, governmental accounting, and of course everything opens up for you. Financial reporting and compliance, as it's a huge domain. US GAAP compliances, revenue recognition, what really happens onto the financial side of it, how you prepare the financials, how you report onto the financials, everything is very well covered in the curriculum, and that's where you would see huge demand coming up from the financial reporting side. In fact, I can tell you, I was part of Wipro when I thought of doing US CPA, and it's long back, like 25 years back, right? That point in time, Wipro was like, getting listed in US. So they effectively needed somebody who can really manage their US GAAP compliances, SEC compliances, the Securities and Exchange Commission, like we have SEBI over here. And for that, CPA really adds up a big time value. Somebody told me at that point in time that CPA would be a game changer for you. And of course, thanks to him for that, I did that, and rest is history now. Because the kind of scalability I saw, the kind of speed, the kind of growth that I saw after that was huge. Because if you have a qualification like this, you can differentiate yourself from the lefts and the rights, and that certainly gives you the wings that really, helps you to really fly as high as possible. You can of course get onto the financial modeling and valuation side. Again, this is an upcoming field. Many consulting organizations are looking forward for CPAs for that. You can of course get onto the management consulting piece of it. Be it BCG, be it McKinsey, be it, many of these organizations, they are hiring CPAs for handling their US clients and so on and so forth. That's again a door that really gets open to you. If I really want to circle down some of the companies, and these are just names over here, guys, we can, of course, when you Google it out, you'll probably see more names coming in over here in terms of giving you a perspective as to what all US companies are doing hiring for CPAs. And most of these companies are now have presence in India, whether it is the big fours, PwC, Deloitte, EY, KPMG, and whatnot, whether it is some of the top-notch brands like Apples of the world, the Amazons of the world, some of the top-notch banks, the Bankam, American Express, and so on and so forth. Some of the top consulting firms, JP Morgan, BCG, Bain, McKinsey, Goldman Sachs, huge demand coming up from these areas. And of course, I'm not just saying it for the heck's sake of, putting out things over here. If you really go out and of course type out on the Google US CPA jobs in India, outside India, you would get to know yourself in terms of the companies that are really looking forward for hiring CPAs, and there are big time names in the market who are looking for qualified CPAs to be hired for handling different roles in their organizations, including the names like MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Google, HP, Microsoft, and so on and so forth. Huge demand coming up from these organizations to really have somebody who understand US GAAP, understand US compliances, to be part of their financial reporting group, because ultimately they have to comply with the US regulation. Is that clear? Yes sir. अच्छा सर, आप समझ में आता है, बिल्कुल क्लियर हो गया सर कि कंपनीज कौन सी हायर करते हैं, बेस भी क्लियर हो गया सर, समझ में आता है US CPA क्या होती है एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. अब ये बता दो सर, मैं एलिजिबल हूँ CPA करने के लिए या नहीं हूँ? एलिजिबिलिटी बहुत सारे कंसर्न सुने हैं सर, ये बता दो, चलो उस बारे में समझते हैं. अगर मैं लेमनिश पे मैं आपको बोलूँ इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ इंडियन स्टूडेंट, तो अगर बच्चे आपने बीकॉम करा हुआ है और कोई भी एडिशनल एक साल आपने एमकॉम किया हो या MBA किया हो, या आपने कोई भी एडिशनल क्वालिफिकेशन ली है उसके बाद, तो आप स्ट्रेट अवे एलिजिबल हो जाते हो फॉर सेटिंग अप फॉर द CPA एग्जाम. ये लेमनिश टर्म्स में बता देता हूँ, मैं अभी क्रेडिट्स की टर्म्स की बात ही नहीं करता हूँ. तो इफेक्टिवली यू बिकम एलिजिबल फॉर इट. But there are some exceptions also, which of course our evaluation team can, which is dedicatedly working into this, can really help you out with. That if you're a qualified BCom or a BCom honors, and of course you've done it from a NAC A university and you hold first division also, तो आपको वो एक additional year की भी जरूरत नहीं है. You can straight away qualify for setting out for the CPA exam, provided आपके पास respective accounting subjects होने चाहिए, and of course team can really help you out on that, because they test you that what all accounting subjects you have studied in your BCom and how you are eligible for that and so on and so forth. जो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी के स्टूडेंट हैं, अगर आपने बीकॉम किया हुआ है, आपने सीए इंटर की हुई है, आप स्ट्रेट अवे आप एलिजिबल हो। आपने सीए क्वालिफाई की हुई है, आप स्ट्रेट अवे एलिजिबल हो। आपने एमबीए की हुई है प्लस पहले ग्रेजुएशन बीबीए करी, बीकॉम करी, तब भी आप एलिजिबल हो। आपने एमबीए पूरी नहीं करी, 1 ही साल किया, तब भी आप एलिजिबल हो, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ। देयर आर वेरियस परमुटेशन कॉम्बिनेशंस, एंड ऑफ कोर्स you would certainly be getting huge support from our team over here, because team is dedicatedly working into this day in and day out, helping individuals understand their evaluation process, understand what does it entails for them to become a qualified CPA, so they can really help you do your pre-evaluation कि हाँ आप qualify करते हो या नहीं करते हो. Is that clear? And of course, once you sit for the exam, you become a qualified CPA, and for of course getting the license, you of course you have to clear the exams. You have to have some respective numbers of years experience, and so on and so forth, so you can get the license also, and of course you can work in US too, in case you would want to. But जहाँ तक जॉब की बात आती है बेटा, कोई आपको लाइसेंस की जरूरत नहीं होती. You can very well clear the CPA exam and of course keep doing the job wherever you want. But अगर आपको US में प्रैक्टिस करनी है, लोकल फर्म वहाँ खोलनी है, तो आपको US CPA का लाइसेंस लेना होता है. We are also helping in that front in terms of helping you as to what should be your right next step. Is that clear? Yes sir. Moving on. अच्छा सर, ये भी क्लियर हो गया सर, बिल्कुल क्लियर हो गया सर. CPA क्या है ये भी समझ में आता है सर. CPA की क्या एलिजिबिलिटी है ये भी समझ में आ गया सर. मैं कैसे एलिजिबल हो जाऊंगा, यहाँ तक क्लैरिटी आती है. अब ये बताओ सर, मुझे इसमें पढ़ना क्या पड़ेगा? तो चलो उस बारे में समझते हैं. CPA में ना सिर्फ 4 एग्जाम देने होते हैं. आपका कोई भी बैकग्राउंड हो, आप CA हो आप तब भी 4 एग्जाम दोगे, आप BCom हो आप तब भी 4 एग्जाम दोगे, आप MBA हो आप तब भी 4 एग्जाम दोगे, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. एग्जाम तो बेटा आपको 4 ही देने हैं. वो 4 एग्जाम कौन से हैं? 3 मैंडेटरी एग्जाम हैं, जो कोर एग्जाम जिन्हें हम बोलते हैं, जो सबको देने हैं. विच इज वन इज फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग, विच इज नथिंग बट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि US में फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग कैसे होती है, मुझे कौन कौन से फाइनेंशियल्स बनाने पड़ते हैं, किस तरह से बनते हैं, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स क्या हैं जिन्हें हम बोलते हैं वहाँ पे US गैप, US जनरली एक्सेप्टेड अकाउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल. तो US गैप कौन कौन से हैं, उन US गैप की कंप्लायंस कैसे होती है, क्या क्या चीज़ें मुझे उसमें ध्यान रखनी होती हैं, रेवेन्यू कैसे रिकग्नाइज होगा, एक्सपेंस कैसे रिकग्नाइज होगा, कौन कौन से एक्सपेंस का डिफरेंट स्टैंडर्ड क्या बोलता है, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. ये सारी चीज़ें मैं फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग में पढ़ने वाला हूँ. बात समझ में आती है? बिल्कुल आती है. अब हम आते हैं ऑडिटिंग एंड अटेस्टेशन पे. अच्छा भाई, अब दूसरा सब्जेक्ट है हमारा ऑडिटिंग, जहां हम समझेंगे कि हाँ US में ऑडिट कैसे होते हैं, उसकी प्रिपरेशन कैसे होती है, ऑडिट की प्लानिंग कैसे होती है, किस किस तरह के ऑडिट होते हैं, किस किस तरह की ऑडिट रिपोर्ट इशू होती हैं, कब मैं क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन दूंगा, कब मैं अनक्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन दूंगा, कब मैं मॉडिफाइड क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन दूंगा, मैं कब ओपिनियन नहीं दूंगा, जैसे हम डिस्क्लेमर बोलते हैं, मैं किस किस तरह की ऑडिट रिपोर्ट बनाता हूँ वहाँ पे, वो ऑडिट रिपोर्ट का क्या कंपोनेंट होता है, मैं ऑडिट में रिस्क को कैसे मैनेज करता हूँ, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. ये सारी चीज़ें मैं पढ़ने वाला हूँ ऑडिट एंड अटेस्टेशन के अंदर. बात समझ में आती है? बिल्कुल आती है. अब हम आते हैं बेटा रेगुलेशन पे. रेगुलेशन के अंदर पढ़ता हूँ टैक्सेशन. वहाँ पे किस किस तरह के SSC होते हैं, इंडिविजुअल फाइलिंग, जॉइंटली फाइलिंग, सेपरेटली, हेड ऑफ हाउस होल्ड, बहुत सारे तरह के SSCs होते हैं. मैं उन SSCs को कैसे टैक्स करता हूँ, कौन कौन सी चीज़ किसको टैक्स होती है, क्या क्या एग्जम्पशंस हैं, क्या क्या डिडक्शंस हैं, ये सारा पढ़ने वाला हूँ. फिर वहाँ इंडिविजुअल टैक्सेशन कैसे होती है, पार्टनरशिप टैक्सेशन कैसे होती है, कॉर्पोरेट टैक्सेशन कैसे होती है, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. मैं ये भी अच्छे से समझने वाला हूँ कि मेरे को कौन सी टैक्स रिटर्न्स बनानी है, कौन सी टैक्स रिटर्न सबमिट करनी है, कंप्लायंसेस क्या क्या करने हैं, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. ये सारी चीज़ें मैं पढ़ने वाला हूँ रेगुलेशन के अंदर. तो मैंने अकाउंटिंग रिपोर्टिंग, मैंने ऑडिटिंग और मैंने टैक्सेशन, तीनों मैंडेटरी सब्जेक्ट हैं जो मुझे करने हैं. बिल्कुल ठीक है सर, इन्हें हम कोर सब्जेक्ट भी कहते हैं. अब हम आते हैं बेटा डिसिप्लिन सब्जेक्ट पे. 3 डिसिप्लिन सब्जेक्ट हैं बेटा, जिसमें से ना आपको एक सब्जेक्ट पे करना होता है एग्जाम देने के लिए. कौन से हैं सर वो डिसिप्लिन सब्जेक्ट? चलो, एक तो है ISC, इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स एंड कंट्रोल, जहाँ पे ना मुझे इफेक्टिवली जो मेरे फाइनेंस में आईटी अप्लाई होता है ना, ये सिखाया जाता है कि आईटी किस तरह के कंट्रोल चेक्स चाहिए होते हैं, क्या कंट्रोल चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेज हैं, क्या साइबर सिक्योरिटी रिस्क हैं, या और भी तरह के जो रिस्क हैं मेरे सिस्टम को, कैसे मैं अपने सिस्टम को इंश्योर कर सकता हूँ दैट इट डजंट रियली गो फॉर अ टॉस एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ। ये सारी चीज़ें मैं इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम एंड कंट्रोल के अंदर सीखने वाला हूँ। काफ़ी सारा कुछ ना इसके अंदर ऑडिट से रिलेटेड होता है। बात समझ में आती है? बिल्कुल आती है। फिर उसके बाद हम पढ़ते हैं बिजनेस एनालिसिस एंड रिपोर्टिंग, जिसे मैं ना बड़ा भाई बोलता हूँ फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग का। बहुत सारे ऐसे एरियाज हैं जो फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग एंड रिपोर्टिंग में पहले हुआ करते थे, अब उन्होंने यहाँ से निकाल के ना उन्हें बिजनेस एनालिसिस एंड रिपोर्टिंग में डाल दिया है। स्पेसिफिकली जिसे हम कह सकते हैं नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की सारी अकाउंटिंग यहाँ चली गई है, गवर्नमेंटल अकाउंटिंग की सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे हैं। उसके अलावा कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आपके इकोनॉमिक्स से रिलेटेड हैं, आपकी बिजनेस स्टडीज से रिलेटेड हैं, कॉस्टिंग से रिलेटेड हैं, वो भी यहाँ आपको मिलेंगी बिजनेस एनालिसिस एंड रिपोर्टिंग में, जहाँ मैं मार्जिनल कॉस्ट, स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग, जॉइंट प्रोडक्ट कॉस्टिंग सारी चीज़ें सीखता हूँ एज फार एज बिजनेस एनालिसिस एंड रिपोर्टिंग इज कंसर्न्ड। बात समझ में आती है? बिल्कुल आती है। अब हम बात करेंगे टैक्स कंप्लायंस एंड प्लानिंग की। ये ना बड़ा भाई है किसका? रेगुलेशन का। टैक्स के जो कॉम्प्लिकेटेड एरियाज है ना, पर्टिकुलरली इन रिलेशन टू कंप्लायंसेस या फिर रिप्रेजेंटेशन जो आपको वहाँ पे टैक्सेशन डिपार्टमेंट के सामने करना होता है, वो सारा कुछ उन्होंने टैक्स कंप्लायंस एंड प्लानिंग में डाला हुआ है। इन 3 सब्जेक्ट में, आईएससी में, बार में और टीसीपी में चॉइस होती है, कोई एक ही सब्जेक्ट लेना होता है, इसका एग्जाम देना होता है और आगे बढ़ चलना होता है। कौन सा सब्जेक्ट किसको चूज करना चाहिए उसमें भी हम हेल्प करते हैं, बिकॉज व्हेन वी अंडरस्टैंड योर क्रेडेंशियल, व्हेन वी अंडरस्टैंड योर प्रोफाइल, विल बी गाइडिंग यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट वुड वर्क बेटर फॉर यू। बात समझ में आती है? बिल्कुल आती है। कमिंग ऑन टू दी सीपीए एज एन एग्जाम। एग्जाम क्या होता है सर? पहले तो हम ये जान लेते हैं कि सीपीए एग्जाम ना साल में इफेक्टिवली सारे साल ही होते रहते हैं, इसमें ना गैप नहीं होता। आपने हर क्वार्टर में एग्जाम है तो आप हर क्वार्टर में एग्जाम दे के आगे बढ़ सकते हो, उसमें रुकने का कोई खेल नहीं है, कोई टेंशन है ही नहीं। आप अपनी प्रेफरेंस से डेट चूज करो और उस डेट पे एग्जाम दो और आगे बढ़ चलो, आपको वेट करने की जरूरत यहाँ पे बिल्कुल नहीं है। और कोई सीक्वेंस भी फॉलो नहीं करना होता, तो कोई भी एग्जाम जिसकी आप तैयारी कर रहे हो, ऑफ कोर्स विल बी टेलिंग यू एज टू व्हाट इज द राइट वे ऑफ डूइंग इट या व्हाट इज द राइट सीक्वेंस ऑफ इट, बट आप कोई भी चूज कर सकते हो, उसको दे सकते हो एंड आगे बढ़ सकते हो। ठीक है सर? एग्जाम सारे कंप्यूटर बेस्ड होते हैं, तो पेन एंड पेपर वाला कोई एग्जाम यहाँ है ही नहीं। एग्जाम के अंदर इफेक्टिवली 50 to 60% जो होता है वो सिमुलेशन एमसीक्यूज होते हैं कि आपको एक क्वेश्चन दिया जाएगा, उसकी 4 ऑप्शंस होंगी, एक ऑप्शन आपने क्लिक करनी है और आगे बढ़ चलना है। यहाँ पे बहुत डिटेलिंग में लिखने वाले क्वेश्चंस होते ही नहीं हैं। एक दूसरी तरह के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जो लाइक 40 to 50% ऑफ द एग्जाम उस पर होता है, वो है सिमुलेशन, जहाँ पे एक केस स्टडी दे दी जाती है आपको। एक पूरा केस दे दिया, उससे रिलेटेड कुछ एग्जिबिट्स दे दिए, वो आप खोलोगे, एग्जिबिट्स को पढ़ोगे, केस को पढ़ोगे, और फिर आपसे उसके ऊपर भी शायद वो कुछ एमसीक्यूज पूछ लेगा, फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स पूछ लेगा, कैलकुलेशंस करवा लेगा, कुछ लिखने को बोल देगा एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ। बट इफेक्टिवली इसी तरह का एग्जाम आएगा और पूरा कंप्यूटर बेस्ड एग्जाम आएगा। इसकी बहुत डिटेल में प्रैक्टिस कराई जाती है, which will be helping you in terms of what you should be targeting. In fact, our LMS really gives you the real life, real time experience of how the exam really looks like. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Exam pattern की बात करूँ, we can really talk on it in detail when we be in the class. But मैं एक perspective अगर दूँ तो हर एग्जाम में 5 टेस्टलेट होते हैं। 5 टेस्टलेट जब मैं बोलता हूँ तो मैं ये कह सकता हूँ 5 बकेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैं जो मुझे सबमिट करने होते हैं एग्जाम में, और एक टेस्टलेट सबमिट करने के बाद ही मैं दूसरे टेस्टलेट पे जा सकता हूँ। और जैसे मैं दूसरे टेस्टलेट पे गया, मेरा पहला टेस्टलेट लॉक हो जाता है, मैं उस पर जाके चेंजेस नहीं कर सकता हूँ। हर टेस्टलेट पे, जैसे ऑडिट का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, ऑडिट में 5 टेस्टलेट हैं। पहले टेस्टलेट में 36 MCQs होते हैं जिन्हें मैं करूँगा, सबमिट करूँगा, फिर दूसरे टेस्टलेट में चला जाऊँगा, वहाँ भी 36 MCQs हैं, उन्हें करूँगा, फिर टेस्टलेट 3 में जाऊँगा। अब मैं जब 3 में चला गया तो मैं 1 और 2 को टच नहीं कर सकता हूँ। वहाँ मैं 2 टास्क बेस्ड सिमुलेशन करूँगा, अगेन जैसा मैंने कहा केस बेस्ड स्टडी आएगी। फिर टेस्टलेट वो से सबमिट करूँगा, टेस्टलेट 4 में जाऊँगा, उसे करूँगा, टेस्टलेट 5 में जाऊँगा, और उसके बाद मैं फटाफट से बाहर आऊँगा, अपने रिजल्ट की वेट करूँगा। जिस दिन रिजल्ट आएगा उस दिन पंकज जिंगरा को फ़ोन करूँगा और मैं कॉफ़ी पे उन्हें ले चलूँगा। दैट इज़ द आइडियल वे, दैट इज़ द आइडियल थिंग आई वुड वॉन्ट टू हेल्प टू हैव विद मी। ऐसे ही सारे एग्जाम के डिफरेंट टेस्टलेट्स होते हैं, डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जो आपको करने होते हैं. ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन यू मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टेस्टलेट, पहला टेस्टलेट आपका लॉक हो जाता है. बात समझ में आती है? बिल्कुल आती है. नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू द Fintram Global offering. ये तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है सर. This is really important to know that what Fintram really is known for and what is that Fintram would be offering us and of course helping us with. सबसे पहली चीज Fintram would be I would say your companion, your mentor in terms of guiding you right from the scratch. Scratch क्या होता है? सबसे पहले आप एलिजिबल हो या नहीं हो, तो एक प्री इवैल्यूएशन होता है, वो हम करते हैं आपके लिए. आपको बताएंगे कि आप एलिजिबल हो नहीं हो, और फिर अगर नहीं हो तो आपको क्या करना है एलिजिबल होने के लिए. ये हमारा काम है. The moment you are eligible and of course we are going ahead, then of course आपका कोर्स करिकुलम शुरू होता है, आपकी क्लासेस शुरू होती हैं. जैसे आप मेरे से अभी मुझे आप देख रहे हो, क्लास के अंदर देख रहे हो, ऐसे ही हमारी सारे फैकल्टीज क्लास लेते हैं जहाँ पे हम लाइव डिस्कशंस करते हैं, लाइव आई वुड से टॉपिक्स पे आते हैं, लाइव एरियाज़ को कवर करते हैं, जहाँ बहुत सारी बातें भी करेंगे, कन्फ्यूजन्स भी लेंगे, क्वेरीज भी लेंगे एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. जो ये लाइव डिस्कशंस होती हैं इनकी भी आपको रिकॉर्डिंग्स मिलती है, तो आप उन्हें बाद में भी ऑन द गो देख सकते हो. दैट्स अगेन समथिंग दैट वी रियली हेल्प यू आउट विद. बिल्कुल ठीक है सर. इन एडिशन टू दैट हम लोग ना बेकर के साथ बड़े क्लोजली रिलेटेड हैं, एंड ऑफ कोर्स वी वर्क टुगेदर विद बेकर इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑफरिंग द स्टूडेंट्स द बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट कंटेंट. इसलिए आपको बेकर के रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस भी मिलते हैं, बेकर का स्टडी मटेरियल भी मिलता है, बुक्स भी मिलती हैं, एलएमएस भी मिलता है. एलएमएस में प्लेथोरा ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैं, थाउजेंड्स एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैं प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, जो कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बेस्ड हैं. जहाँ जहाँ आप गलती करते जाओगे वहाँ वहाँ आपको क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा देंगे, उन्हीं टाइप के क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा देंगे, ताकि आपका जो प्रिपरेशन लेवल है वो इंक्रीज होता जाए और आप इफेक्टिवली यू आर इक्विप्ड टू रियली हिट द एग्जाम इन द बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे. We follow a very strong approach for preparation of the exam. We'll come upon in a while, but I think that's really important for you to really follow. Once you have done that, of course, we also help you in terms of any doubt, or query handling like we're doing right now over here. Of course, while we do all of that, there is an evaluation process that will go on the sidelines. We really mentor you in terms of your entire evaluation process, जो आपकी वेस्ट से होगा या नाजबा से होगा. We'll be helping you out on that in terms of what is your right next step, and of course आपको क्या क्या चीज़ें करनी है, क्या क्या कहाँ जमा कराना है, कौन कौन से फॉर्म्स भरने हैं, and so on so forth. Everything is being I would say hand-holded in terms of telling you that this is the approach that you should be following. We follow a very different methodology for having the preparation, but उस पे जाने से पहले what is really important is to know कि जो मैं कल क्लास करने वाला हूँ, क्योंकि मैं कल ना लाइव क्लास कर रहा हूँ जो मास्टर क्लास होने वाली है फार की. सो जो भी उसमें अटेंड करना चाहता है, जो भी उस क्लास में आके क्लास को सुनना चाहता है, देखना चाहता है, we will be more than happy to have you there. मैंने एक छोटा सा पोल खोला है, just for you to know, for us to know कि कौन कौन उसमें आने वाला है. तो just take 10 seconds guys to put in who all want to be in that class, just for me to make sure that मैं वहाँ आ रहा हूँ तो बॉस आप होने चाहिए and so on so forth, just to make sure that you guys are there. If you can really answer this, I think that will be really great. Who all will be wanted or wanting to be part of our masterclass tomorrow? If you guys please take out some time and put that onto the poll, guys, that will be really great. Who all would want to be in the class tomorrow, guys? If you can just put a yes or a no to it, I think that will be really great. I would appreciate all of you to please put in a poll over there. All right, thank you guys, thank you very much, that really helps. All right, moving on to boss कि मेरा ना खर्चा कितने होने वाला है. That is also very important कि boss कितने पैसे खर्च होने वाले हैं अगर मैं CPA करने का सोचूंगा तो. चलो उस बारे में बात करते हैं. CPA में ना एक फीस होती है जो आपको देनी होती है लेट्स से बॉडी को जो AICPA है या नासबा है, इनको फीसेस कुछ देनी होती हैं जस्ट टू गेट योरसेल्फ इवैल्यूएटेड, जहाँ एग्जाम फीस जाएगी, रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस जाएगी, तो इवैल्यूएशन फीस जाती है जो अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 200 टू लेट्स से $250 to $300 होती है। एप्लीकेशन फीस आपको जमा करानी होती है जहाँ आप रजिस्टर होते हो, वो अप्रॉक्सीमेटली $100 to $200 के बीच में होती है डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द स्टेट। फिर एग्जाम फीस जाती है जो अप्रॉक्सीमेटली $1380 के करीब जाती है, जो आपको जमा करानी पड़ती है फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ राइटिंग द एग्जाम। एंड ऑफ कोर्स दिस गोज इन पीसेस बिकॉज एक टाइम पे आप एक ही एग्जाम देने वाले हो, सारे तो दोगे नहीं एक बारी में, तो दिस लाइक गेट्स ओवर द ईयर और सो। फिर आप टेस्टिंग फीस देते हो क्योंकि आप इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट हो, आप US नहीं जाके लिख रहे हो एग्जाम, आप इंडिया में लिखोगे तो एक टेस्टिंग फीस लेते हैं वो आपसे जो कि अराउंड $15-60 होती है। अगेन दिस इज बीइंग फ्लेड अप ओवर द ईयर बिकॉज हर एग्जाम की टेस्टिंग फीस और एग्जामिनेशन फीस सेपरेट जाती है, तो चारों एग्जाम की ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ ईयर और 15 मंथ्स जाएगी, इकट्ठे नहीं जाएगी। टोटल एक्सपेंस जो रहेगा अप्रॉक्सीमेटली $3400 रहता है, जो मैं इंडियन करेंसी की बात करूँ तो अराउंड ₹2,80,000 के करीब एक्सपेंस होने वाला है, जो आपसे विच विल बी पेइंग डायरेक्टली टू नासबा और वेस और AICPA एज द केस में बी। इन एडिशन टू दिस आपको प्रिपरेशन करनी है, एग्जाम की तैयारी करनी है, एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू हिट द एग्जाम इन ए बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे। उसके लिए प्रिपरेशन फीस जो फिनट्राम चार्ज करता है, इट इज़ 1,24,999 प्लस GST is something that we are charging for the CPA curriculum. The good news that I have over here is considering, you can really wish us, December is our anniversary month, and this is where we celebrate our anniversary, and that is the reason we are offering a promotional fees for everyone right now at this point in time, wherein this 1,24,999 becomes 99,000. So effectively you're getting a huge benefit over there, and you only have to pay 1,16,820 for the purpose of registering into the curriculum. But you know what? Considering you have taken up your time today, considering आपने इस webinar में आने की ज़हमत उठाई है, we are offering some additional benefit to the participant today, and that is only limited to the 10 participants who really are serious to take their career to the next level. That is where we have an anniversary offer specifically for the participant today, wherein in addition to, of course, the discount that I just mentioned on the last slide, you would be getting 10,000 rupees additional discount if you're booking your seat today. We have just shared the link in the chat box right away, and if you can deposit initial 5,000 rupees there for registering yourself, you'll be getting 10,000 additional discount. So effectively, you'll be saving approximately 40,000 rupees on the overall amount, which is huge saving for really taking the right decision at right point in time. So मुझे वो 1,25,000 प्लस GST की जगह, मुझे वो 99,000 प्लस GST की जगह मुझे 10,000 का एडिशनल डिस्काउंट मिल जाता है। सो इफेक्टिवली मोर देन 40,000 रुपीज सेव कर लेता हूँ अगर मैं डिसीजन एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम लेके आगे बढ़ चलता हूँ। Isn't like a beautiful offer right now? Yes, this the only thing that you really need to know is that this is only possible for the 10 folks who are gonna be registering yourself. We are not gonna be going ahead that. And do not forget, offer is valid only before 9 PM today. So you have to take your decision before 9 PM to pay this and register yourself to move forward. I'll just take a pause out here before I really move on to the Q&A. I just want to take a pause for you to really understand the kind of benefit that you're having right now so that you can take your decision right away. There's a link that is being given. If somebody from Fintram team is on the call, if they can pin the link over here so that everybody can use and of course move forward, then this is the time you can do that. All right, I saw a query coming from Mainpal saying that can you explain the exam pattern? There are two kind of questions there in the exam, Mainpal. One is MCQ, wherein 50% of the exam is MCQ based, multiple choice questions. जहाँ आपके पास एक क्वेश्चन आता है बेटा, 4 ऑप्शन होती हैं, आपको एक ऑप्शन क्लिक करनी होती है और आगे बढ़ चलना होता है। दूसरी तरह के जो क्वेश्चन होते हैं वो टास्क बेस्ड सिमुलेशंस होती हैं, जहाँ पे आपको एक केस दिया जाता है, कुछ एग्जिबिट्स दिए जाते हैं, आपको वो पढ़ने हैं। उनको पढ़ने के बाद आपसे उसी बेस के ऊपर आपसे कुछ एमसीक्यूज पूछे जाएंगे, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स पूछे जाएंगे, कुछ कैलकुलेशंस करने को बोला जाएगा, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. So these are the two kind of questions that you have as a patron of the exam. Narendra says he is a BCom plus MBA but from an ACCA approved business university. Am I eligible for CPA exam? Narendra, absolutely yes. You should be eligible for writing the CPA exam. The only thing is that we'll be, of course, going through the detailed evaluation of your mark sheets to really understand that how much accounting and the other business credits you have. Team can certainly help you out on that. Reach out to them, and of course, our evaluation team, which is very much dedicated for this only, can really help you know the exact standing that you would have over there. Guys, before I move on, I just want to remind you again, anniversary offer ends today, which is like, you have to decide before 9 p.m. for taking the decision yourself. You just have to deposit 5,000 rupees to avail the discount of 40,000 rupees that is there on the CPA curriculum right now at this point in time. And do not forget that offer is only valid for the 10 student only. So you guys, you have to be really buckling up your belt and of course running fast on that, because it's not gonna be like the endless offer that we have for you. Any questions, anyone? We have just provided our details out here in case you want to reach out. More than happy to really support you there. Anything that you would need from us in terms of taking the decision, the team is there to help you out on that, and so on and so forth. Anything that anyone has, you can put a question on your chat. I'll be more than happy to pick it up. You can note down our contact details, numbers over here in case you want to be reaching out. Shrin says, how can one land a job in US? Shrin, this is like a global passport. I can tell you there are nth number of examples wherein a person who has done CPA started off a job in a company, in an MNC over here, and finally ended up in New York, in California, in Texas, and so on and so forth, handling a very different role within the same company. And when they go over there, then of course you can really change companies, you can really work for the companies, and so on and so forth. Your companies like American Express, Genpact, Wipro, Infosys, TCS, Big Fours, EY, PwC, KPMG, you find nth number of folks in these companies who are there in their US offices working for across the globe. So sky is the limit, Shrin. In case you're thinking about landing up into US, this is the easiest and I can tell you the cheapest way of really getting in there, or the most affordable way of getting in over there. Any questions, guys? Anyone? This is your time, guys. You have taken out time for really being here, being a patient listener. I think we really appreciate that. And not to forget, I'll just quickly bring on to the universal side out here. I think that's really going to be important. One feedback that we really need from you is, this is how we improve ourselves. So there's a poll that has come up, guys, for really having an understanding as to how do you felt about this webinar. If you can just take like 10 seconds of your time to really rate us in terms of how good or how bad we were in this webinar, I think that will be really great. And there's more for us to improve. So there are only like 3-4 questions there. So if you can just give us a perspective about yourself in terms of how do you want to rate this webinar, I think that will be really great. If you think that there is any improvement that we can do, we'll be more than happy to, of course, do that too.
Hello, hi, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, just I want to know about the exam pattern. There are 4 exams, right?
Yes.
Can I pick one exam in 1 quarter?
Yes.
And like in first 2 quarter, I cleared the 2 exams, then I attempt for third, and by any chance I failed it.
Yes.
So in 4th quarter, can the 2 exam clear? What will the time limit for clear remaining 2?
So you generally used to get 18 months of time, but now it is approximately 30 months of time that you get for clearing all the 4 exams. So effectively you'll have like 2.5 years to clear all the exams.
Okay, sir. So we can pick one by one in 30 months and we can clear all the exams
Yes,
in quite on time,
yes.
and then we will be certified CPA.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Alright, Sudhir says, I'm a retired finance accounts professional with CPA suitable for me. It depends, Sudhir, what you want to do. It really depends. If you know, I personally feel retired is a, is a very, I would say, it's a word that can really make you go on a back seat. You should never say retired. You should say that, you have done your first inning and now it is the second inning. It really depends, Sudhir, what you want to do in a second inning. If you want to be laying back and of course doing what you have been doing, you can very well do that. But if you want to learn a different skill, specifically for a country like US, specifically that can open your door to US, specifically that can really help you take a very different step in a very different direction, be it in the audit, be it in the accounting, be it in the reporting, at a very different level, at a very different pedigree, then CPA is certainly a qualification to look forward to. So it all depends on to what you really want. If you want to go global, if you want to go to different MNCs, and if you want to go specifically for US MNCs or to US, CPA is the toll gate. CPA is something that you should really target. There is no age limit, Sudhir. Absolutely not, no age limit. I have students in my class who are retired government professionals. In fact, in the last session that we're having, I have someone who is a retired government official and he's doing CPA. So, and I think he was from some bank. So, don't worry on that. Anybody, any questions? Anyone? Before we really wrap up, guys, not to forget, there is an opportunity to have additional 10,000 discount by just registering yourself today. So in case you're thinking about it and you're thinking about US CPA seriously, then this is the time to really avail that benefit. As I said, offer is only for 10 limited seats, so do not forget that. To have the benefit of around 40,000 plus, this is the time to really take the step. Alright, if there is nothing, guys, then okay, I've got one more question. Sagar says, I'm pursuing BCom honors, so will I be eligible for pursuing BCom honors in Delhi University? Yes, you would be. Absolutely yes. We are giving here some of the links, man. You can of course connect on those. You can subscribe to our channel, Fintram Global. You will be able to see a lot of content on US CPA, a lot of content on international qualification, just for you to really have a some perspective around these qualifications. So we forwarded the link here. Thanks team for that. Register yourself, subscribe the channel, follow the Insta and the Facebook groups that we have. I think that should give you a flavor of these qualifications, and of course various success stories of our students who have qualified and of course are now hitting the corporates like anything. Alright, we'll end here, guys. Just want to give you a quick I would say closure to it. Anniversary offer is still running right now at this point in time till 9 p.m. today. You only have to pay 5,000 to register yourself and of course to avail the discount of 40,000 rupees on the CPA curriculum. This is the time to take the right next step. If you are serious about it, go forward for that. I'll see you there in the class. Thank you very much, guys. Look forward.